Hey YouTube, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry I don't have a video for a cabinet member, but I got something special for you guys. Sorry you guys can't see my smiling face, but trust me, I have plenty of faces for you guys to look at. Today, I started this. I had this idea a while ago. I saw a couple people do it um, on some TV outlets and some news, but I don't feel like they really did a deep dive. They just showed like a bunch of people that were possibly linked to Trump who were Russian, and I was like, okay, fantastic. So we're gonna do a deep dive, um, and I'm gonna go really fast with these. I'm gonna do brief overviews because I've already done this video, and it was like 25 minutes, so I'm gonna try to get down to 10. Um, but I mean, these are people that Trump has chosen to be in his life. People who have rented from him, people who have donated to his campaign, people that he knows who knows Russians, people who have lived in Russia, billionaires, millionaires, um, anyone who's really influential in Russia. And what the context behind this, because I can just give you a bunch of facts, but without the context, you have to, I kind of have to draw your own conclusion or figure out what I'm trying to say. At some point, there's evidence showing that President Trump was was in financial trouble. He declared bankruptcy several times. There's articles showing how U.S. banks wouldn't lend any money to Trump because of the failed business dealings, and that was obviously some time ago. And then right before the election, in 2016, around that time, 2012, 2013, Russia was in financial trouble and may still be in some regards, but they were in financial trouble. They were having problems paying loans back and things, and they were having economic hardship. So when you have countries or people in these positions, it makes it easier for other people who are in who have financial stability to come in and say, hey, see, you guys are having a little trouble. What can we do to help? And it's a lot easier for corruption to flourish in those times. So that's kind of the context behind all this. But let's jump in here, because as I said, this video is going to be long, and this is going to be part one. I had to cut it in half. There's no way I'm going to do all these, get through all these people. So I'm going to drop names. You guys can do your own research, find your own connections. If you think there's any connections, determine that for yourself. Not my job. It's your job. My job, provide facts. This is going to be super fast, guys, because this video is already long, okay? Michael Cohen, Trump lawyer. Okay, on the campaign trail. And this guy is personally picked by Trump, okay? This guy's a lawyer. He doesn't pick his clients pick him, okay? Michael Cohen knows Victor Vekselberg, Russian billionaire, okay? Hundreds of thousands of dollars transferred. There's a paper trail between these two individuals. Now, he just happens to know Trump. And if this is the only connection I had, then maybe we could say, like, oh, just Trump just happened to know Michael Cohen. Maybe Michael Cohen was dirty, was using Trump. Trump didn't know anything. But when we have connection after connection, it becomes a lot harder to think that way. Okay, Michael Flynn, high up in the military. I guess generally a good guy. But guess who he knows? Oh, Vladimir Putin, Sergei Kislyak. Now, interestingly, he met Vladimir Putin prior to the 2016 election. Okay, and he also met with Sergei Kislyak prior to the 2016 election. Very interesting, I find. And having someone like this, if you were trying to communicate with Russia or trying to set up a back channel with Russia, having someone like this is important, because I can't schedule a dinner with Vladimir Putin. Can you? Can most of the people who watch this video or watch any video on YouTube schedule a dinner with Vladimir Putin? This guy actually, obviously is high up in the military. He can pull rank, make, calls to people and set things up. So, interesting figure to have on the map. And then if you remember, Sergei Kislyak in 2017 was one of the first people, he's a Russian diplomat, been involved in Russian politics for a long time. He's one of the first people who Trump had in the White House. I believe American reporters were not allowed in the room, if I read the report right. But, very interesting that Michael Flynn meets this guy prior to, and then it just happens to, show up in the White House right after. And he had another individual with him who was Russian. I can't remember who he was. You guys can look it up. Sergei Kislyak, Trump, meeting, White House, 2017. Do it, right? Okay. This guy, look at that smiling face. This guy's a dork. Rudy Giuliani, also chosen by Trump. Not part of the Trump campaign, but chosen by Trump later to represent him as his lawyer. Didn't have to choose Rudy Giuliani. Could have chose anyone. So this is another person that Trump has chosen to have in his life. Okay, who does Rudy Giuliani know? Rudy Giuliani knows Dmytro Firtash. This line is green because Dmytro is not Russian. Everyone else, Russian. Okay, this guy's not Russian technically. He's born in Ukraine. Okay, now I know technically Ukraine was part of the USSR at one point and it's right next to Russia. Blah blah blah. But just to keep it fair for this guy, I got a green line for him. But this guy's made millions of dollars. I believe he has. No. He has this connection to Gazprom though. Gazprom, Russian company. Russia's in financial straits. This company makes billions of dollars, generates billions of dollars, and Dmytro Firtash records show that he's exchanged money with this company through some, whether it was business deals or whatever. So this guy's involved. Okay, he's on the map because of that. Okay, moving right along, Paul Manafort. Oh, this guy's so smug. I believe he's the campaign manager. Was he named the campaign manager? Now Trump might say, I don't know him. Okay, well, I don't know why he was named your campaign manager. But he knows this Russian, Konstantin Kilmenik. Okay, they had lots of business dealings together, documented history for years. Okay, now Konstantin himself is a little bit of an enigma. Besides the business dealings with Paul Manafort, we don't really know a lot about him. The FBI has been investigating him for a while. They might think he's some sort of Russian agent, intelligence, or like a spy or something. But we're still digging on this guy, Oleg Deripaska, Russian billionaire. Did we already get to? No, we haven't. Okay, Russian billionaire. He gets on the map because he's been involved with Putin. There's been billions of dollars between Putin, the government over there in Russia, Putin's regime, whatever you want to call it, and Oleg Deripaska. And because Russia's broke, it's nice to have somebody with billions of dollars, right? And you can find pictures with Oleg and Putin together, smiling, shaking hands and stuff. This guy's definitely on Putin's radar. And since he's connected to Paul Manafort, he gets on the map. And we got Michael Caputo here. Michael Caputo, very interesting character. We know a lot about him, but we don't know a lot about his connection to Russia. Michael Caputo was an advisor to Boris Yeltsin, okay? The leader of Russia prior to Vladimir Putin. So, of course he gets on the map. This guy's an advisor to the leader of Russia. Who knows what this guy knows? He might know more than this guy knows because, he knows, Vladimir Putin, but, this guy was an advisor to Boris Yeltsin. He might know all sorts of things, back channels that could be created, people who, people of interest, the history of the KGB, members of the KGB, government hierarchy, the amount of information this guy could have, being in that position for years, being an advisor to the leader of Russia, could be invaluable. So if you're trying to get together with Russia and get some sort of connection with Russia, definitely want this guy on your team, okay? And you just happen to be part of the Trump campaign, right? Trump happened to choose this guy, right? Okay. Steve Mnuchin, him and Trump have business dealings together. He wasn't on the campaign trail, but he was. His bank was involved in Trump financing some of Trump's projects for buildings and whatever. Trump's you gotta look it up. It's there. Okay. Oleg Deripaska again on the map with Steve Mnuchin. Steve Mnuchin lifted sanctions on Oleg Deripaska's companies. These are Russian companies. And Steve Mnuchin lifted sanctions on him. And when he was asked by the lawmakers, hey, why'd you do that? What was the reasoning behind that? oh, just trust Trump with this Russia thing. Oh, that's your explanation. Okay, solid. Look it up. Real shady. Len Blavatnik. Both of these guys, Steve Mnuchin and Len, are in the movie business. This guy was owned Relativity Media, or was an investor in Relativity Media for a while, and Len Blavatnik worked with Rat Pack and Dune. There's been hundreds of thousands of dollars exchanged between these individuals. Len Blavatnik, I could make this line green because technically, he was born in Ukraine, but again, next to Russia, part of the USSR at one point. But he's made $14 billion in Russian business. So, I mean, this guy's only worth $4 billion. His net worth. This guy's just made $14 billion in Russia. Like, this guy might as well be Russian. And you get to know people like Oleg, like who? Victor Vekselberg. You get to know these rich Russians when you're making $14 billion in Russia. Like, get real. And then finally, we got Carter Page here. Carter Page is... Sorry about that. Carter Page, also chosen by Trump to represent him in his 2016 run. Nothing really special about Carter Page, but Carter Page put himself on the map, really. He self-proclaimed himself the advisor to Gazprom and other Russian businesses. No one forced him to. It was prior to the election, or years before Trump even decided to say anything about running for government. So he didn't know, hey, you should probably keep this Russia thing quiet. It might be look bad for, president-elect. So he was just spouting off, oh yeah, I'm the advisor, to Gazprom, maybe trying to, buff up his resume and try to get his connections together. But yeah, he put himself on the map. It's out of his own mouth. So that's the down and dirty on these 7 guys. Obviously, you can see I got a lot more guys I need to go over. 5 of these guys are on the campaign trail. Just Nick Giuliani and Steve Mnuchin, but the other 5 on the campaign trail, personally chosen by Trump, all involved in Russia. You see the connections. You guys make your own determination. Thanks for watching. Part 2 comes soon. I'm out.